Hello, this is Sam.
Sam, Cline?
Yes, it is. Hello, hello.
Excellent. Lisa and Holly here from Ladies Who Question. So we're ready to, take 15, 20 minutes of your time if you're ready.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Well, welcome. Say hi, Holly.
Thank you so much for letting us interview you about all the great things that you do over there at Elawa Farms.
Of course, it's nice to meet you both.
Well, we really appreciate this. So let's just get right to it. Sam, I saw the cutest picture Holly sent me of you, you and your carrots. Carrots and carrots. What a great photo. Yeah. Is that from Elawa?
Oh, yeah. Yes, it is. That was from last year, one of our biggest carrot harvests. But I'm assuming are you talking about the one where it shows my carrot tattoo with it?
I didn't see that. I just saw carrots and carrots and carrots, like piles of carrots. And you've got a...
Oh, that sounds about right, too.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great photo. Very, very wonderful. Oh. So you're with ElawaFarms, and I don't know much about this, so Holly knows more.
Well, I know you're the farm manager, and we'd love to hear about that job. But first of all, how's the goat?
The goat.
the goat.
The sick little goat.
Yes. Yeah, thanks for your flexibility. I know we had to reschedule last time because I was bringing the goat to Madison, and I'm actually in the car right now on my way back to Madison to pick her up. So she's doing well. She's ready to come home.
So what was wrong with the little goat?
So she had a bit of a tummy issue. She had peritonitis, which is like a leak from her rumen into her digestive system. So she had like free fluid in her abdomen, which is not so good, and it was pretty scary. We didn't know if she was going to be okay or not, but 2 weeks of really good care from the folks up at the UW-Madison Large Animal Hospital. They fixed her up, and fingers crossed she's going to be just fine. Everyone at the hospital loves her, but I'm really glad that she's coming home.
They have a wonderful veterinary program up there, don't they?
Yes, they sure do. I can tell that she's getting the best care that we could possibly get.
Don't goats have four stomachs?
I believe it's at least 4. I'm not exactly sure, but
least.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I thought
there's a leak in one of her stomachs. Yeah.
That was where the peritonitis was. Okay. What's her name? What's the goat's name? And when she comes back, is she going to be at Elawa for us to pet and love?
Absolutely. Her name is Tish, and she will be back at Elawa this afternoon. And I hear that she's back to her old self, so you'll see her there just like chewing grass, standing on top of her little arch and yelling at people as they walk by. And you definitely come by and meet her. She's one of our friendliest goats. She loves attention. She loves people. She loves to be pet. She's a real sweetheart.
Oh, goats do that. They do yell a lot. I love that. Is she part of that goat yoga thing? Or goga, whatever?
Yes. Yeah, we do goat yoga a couple times a month, and you'll see her. She'll be like chewing on people's yoga mats sometimes.
Oh, great.
It's always a little chaotic, but it's fun.
So tell us about what you do there and how you got there.
Yeah, so this is my second year as farm manager at Elawa, and I kind of do all things related to the garden, vegetables and flowers, and the animals. And so we grow about 1.5 acres of vegetable production, and we grow all sorts of things: tomatoes, carrots, peppers, all the good stuff. And we have about 1/3 of an acre in cut flower production, where we grow flowers to make bouquets with. And we do tons of animal programming, like you mentioned, goat yoga. We do like something called Hooves and Hugs, which would be a great way to meet Tish if you ever came by the farm.
Wait, what's it called?
Hang out with them.
What's it
It's called? Hooves and Hugs.
Hooves
and Hugs.
Oh.
Hooves like their feet.
Yeah.
And hugs because they're super cuddly.
Oh, I've never had a goat hug me, but I'm up for it.
Yeah, they're kind of like cats, where they like rub up against you and like try to get scratches.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can actually take them on a walk too. We do a program called the Goat Stroll, where they're actually like leash trains, where they wear little leashes.
Oh, fun!
And you can just like walk around the property and through the savanna, and the goats just kind of frolic around. It's always a really good time. Kids love it.
Well, frolicking is always good. You can never frolic too much.
Right.
Yeah, it's good for the soul.
Yeah. Okay, what else? You were going on about your programs before I interrupted you. So what else? I'm sorry.
Sure. So we grow a lot of produce for our CSA program, which stands for Community Supported Agriculture. And what it is kind of like a subscription box to get a box of food from the farm every week. And we work with a lot of other farms in the area to source things that we don't produce ourselves, like meat and eggs and dairy and things that we don't grow on the farm, like potatoes and corn. And so we work with a lot of farms in the area, most of them in Illinois, all of them in the Midwest, and bring their products to sell in our CSA and through our market. And we also donate a large percentage of our harvest to local food pantries in Waukegan and North Chicago. The one we work with in Waukegan is the Roberti House. It's a senior center.
Oh,
So they make
nice.
it's a really awesome organization. They make like thousands of meals for seniors a day. And they take a lot of food from us and they do a lot of great work. It's a cool organization.
Well, that's great. So tell us about like your daily routine and no, let me backtrack. When I was talking to Karen, she mentioned the sophisticated system that you have to track all your sourcing. Can you elaborate on that, or is that your department?
Yeah, that's our department. So yeah, we work with like a lot of different farms in the area, and then we source stuff for like our kitchen market, CSA donation, and we have been trying to like compile a map of everywhere that we source from to just kind of like let our customers know exactly where their food is coming from, and then like give them some information on the growing practices or like animal husbandry practices of the place we source from. And so we're like working on a map to share with our customers to post in the market so people can have a better idea of where their food comes from. But we probably work with in total like over 50 or 60 different farms in the area.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot to keep track of, and logistics and the whole shebang. Wow.
Now,
yeah, it keeps us busy for sure.
Now, your background is in small family farming. Is that true? Is something about you grew up in Michigan, or was that a family farm of your own, or did you just work for other family farms?
So I actually grew up in Libertyville, so I did not grow up in like a farming area, or I'm definitely the only farmer in my family, at least in the last few generations. So I went to school at Libertyville, and the day I graduated high school, my mom and we moved to like the Traverse City, Michigan area.
Okay.
And I took the first job I could find, which was on an industrial cherry orchard, which is about 10,000 acres, like all across the state. It's one of the biggest cherry farms in the world.
Yeah, that's where the home of the pit spitting contest.
Oh yeah,
the world. Yeah, it's
nationally
famous. The cherry pit spitting contest in Traverse City.
Oh my God,
gotta go.
Oh, I have heard of that.
Oh, it's a big. Hey, what is there a reason why your phone is thumping around so much? Because it's really. Is there? Are you bumping it or something, or is there? I don't mean to get technical.
There's actually let me see if I can weight this down. It's actually the goat crate in the back of the van. I'm trying to hold it down. It might be a little bit quieter.
Okay.
But I'm on smooth roads now, so it should be a little bit better.
I don't want to impede your driving or anything like that, get in the way. It's just like you can't imagine how loud that is. I don't, and we want to be able to hear every word.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Let me. Does this sound any better?
Oh yeah,
so much better.
Okay, fantastic. Sorry about that.
Okay. Oh no.
That's
great.
Now we can actually hear you. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
So anyway, you went to Traverse City after high school, and you got a job at a farm. Is where we left off.
Yeah, I was working on a cherry orchard, and it was what I call like commodity or conventional agriculture, where it's pretty heavy use of insecticides and herbicides. And so that was kind of all I did all day, every day was just spray poison. And that wasn't, didn't love that, but I liked working outside and I liked growing food. And I wanted to try to find another job doing it. And I grew up cooking a lot. I love to cook. And I met someone up there who was starting a family run, 5-acre farm of diversified vegetables and cut flowers, family owned. And so I went to go work there, and that was the polar opposite of what I was doing. I kind of got both bookends, and I fell in love with it. I really loved working outside every day. We raised pigs and chickens and beautiful vegetables and flowers, working in farmers markets, supplying local restaurants. And so I fell in love with it. I wasn't sure if it was something I was going to keep doing, but then I went to school at the University of Wisconsin in Stevens Point, and I studied soil science and water resource management. And I've just kind of been bouncing around farms in the Midwest for the last 6 or 7 years. Before Elawa, I was working at the Chicago Botanic Gardens Urban Agriculture Department called Windy City Harvest, where I taught a sustainable urban agriculture apprenticeship program that's like in partnered with Chicago City Colleges, and I did that for about 2.5 years. And that's kind of what brought me to Elawa. I had a colleague sent me the job description for the farm manager, and I went to go visit the farm. And I don't know if you've been before, but it's so beautiful. I just
Oh,
fell
yeah.
in love with it and knew that I wanted to work there, and haven't looked back since.
Oh,
It's a great place to work.
I got to get there. I have not been there for the longest time, and I don't know why, but I'm going to get out there, especially now that I, know that Tish is there, and you're there with your carrots. So that's quite a background you have. I mean, you got the yin and the yang there of the farming world with the first job, and then the second job with the smaller, homegrown type farm with fewer pesticides, etc. Right? And then you went to the botanic garden, and that I mean, what a place to work there. What did you glean from your time there?
I learned a lot about like teaching. Like we were doing like doing a workforce development program with people who have been incarcerated, and it was a lot of people's like first jobs. So I just like learned a lot about people and teaching and like why people get interested in farming and growing food. And then I also learned a lot about maintaining like garden aesthetics of like having it look really nice, but also like having a very productive garden that grows a lot of food. So I feel like it really prepped me for the job that I'm in now, because it's a really beautiful property. There's, it's a wedding venue and people like take pictures there. So it always looks really nice, but it's also a really productive garden. Like we grow over 100,000 pounds of food there every year. So
Whoa!
it's
Wow!
kind of helped prepare me for the balance of it. Yeah,
That's a
we crank
lot.
a lot of food out of there, and we're not growing potatoes or winter squash or that really heavy stuff. Like it's mostly lettuce and radishes, and well, it's a very productive garden. We have a great team that helps manage it, and we feed a lot of people.
Well, now you specialize in soil science. Is all your produce organic, and how do you grow it? That is, what's your recipe for growing your products there?
Yeah, so we use all organic practices on the farm. We're not certified organic because I don't think that we really need to be. We just do it. It's actually kind of an expensive, arduous process to go through. So we use all organic practices. So no nasty fertilizers or herbicides or pesticides or anything like that. Kind of the foundation for us just starts with really healthy soil. So we use a lot of compost on the farm made by a local producer, made with like landscape waste and like manure from a dairy farm in Wisconsin. So we get really good quality soil on the farm, and just it makes it a lot easier to grow healthy plants that don't really need a lot of pesticide or fungicide and stuff like that. That's kind of always our first approach, is keep the plants as healthy as possible so we don't have to use chemicals. And it works out pretty well. And luckily, we're surrounded by a beautiful oak savanna. It's a very rare ecosystem around here, and it brings in a lot of like beneficial ecology stuff, like where we have like hawks and coyotes and stuff that actually help us keep the rabbit population down. And we have all sorts of beneficial pollinators on the farm from the prairie. So it's like a little slice of heaven.
It certainly is. And with soil, like I'm not talking about the soil at Elawa Farms, but I'm just talking about we interviewed somebody from a aquaponic farm recently. Aeroponic
Yeah.
farm in Fox
Yeah.
Lake. And he really talked a lot about the quality of soil today. You can't find anything that's grown in soil because it's already been damaged. But I would imagine your soil is pretty pure in terms of not damaged goods.
Yeah, so the property that we are has been a farm for over 100 years. It was actually owned by the Armour family, and it was like what they call like a gentleman's farm, which means like it was owned by rich people who didn't actually do the farming, but they had paid other people to do it, and it was like a vacation home for them.
Oh, okay.
And it was owned by them for a long time, then was sold to another family, and then the farm kind of like fell into disrepair. And so about 20 years ago, it was like overgrown with like lots of invasives and stuff. And some like the founding members of Elawa actually like rebuilt the whole garden. They like cleared all of the invasive plants out of there and like started putting compost down. And we've been doing it for people have been doing it for about 20 years. So every year the soil gets a little better and better. But there's never been like industrial agriculture like corn and soybean production or like any sort of like contaminating industry on the property. So we have really healthy soil. But yeah, a lot of places are pretty contaminated, or the nutrients have been leached or stripped out, or there's nasty chemicals that have been used. But we're pretty fortunate that that is not part of the land's history where we are.
I remember it around the year 2000, maybe, or an old boyfriend and I rode our bikes. We were just riding around, but we rode back in there, and I was like, what is this? And it was completely dilapidated. Everything was a mess, but you could tell, and I don't know why I didn't remember it from being a child, because it was probably being used in the 60s. We said to each other, why is this not being completely repaired and used for something? It could be great. It could be a party. We thought party site, or something.
Oh, yeah.
Because we didn't realize how many acres were attached to it. But the good news is, because it had laid fallow for so long, the soil, nothing going on there. At least it wasn't being depleted, right? Just a lot of rain and other things, and a lot of wildlife sort of residing there. So that was probably good.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, there was a lot of hard work that went into people putting a lot of sweat equity into the health of the soil. And I felt very fortunate. It feels like I get to reap a lot of the benefits, or the farm gets to. And we try to just be good stewards and kind of carry on that legacy and continue to be improving the land or protecting it and regenerating it as best we can.
Oh, that's great.
So tell us about some of the programs at Elawa for adults and children alone, both, or families.
Yeah, totally. So there's a lot of events at the farm for all sorts of people. They do, one of my favorite things that they do at the farm are community dinners, which is like a different theme dinner, and they change seasonally based on what's available in that time of the year. And so in the winter, they have a soup and bread night where it's a pretty low ticket price. Come and have soup that the chef made. He makes a lot of really interesting, delicious soups, and homemade sourdough bread made with local flour. And then it's always served family style or buffet style, so it feels like a very communal event where people meet a lot of people. You never know who you're going to sit next to, and never know what you strike up a conversation with someone. And a portion of the menu from the evening we donate to a food pantry in North Chicago, and so people's ticket sales are directly going to donating local food to some of our food pantry partners. So the chef often calls it Meals with a Mission, and they do a couple every week, and they change throughout the season. Right now I think it's summer grill night and burger night. It's always a really good time. If I were to tell anyone to check out an event at Elawa, it'd be one of the community dinners.
I did attend one of the community dinners. It was just as you said. It was an Italian night, and I was shocked at how good the food was. I was thinking, what are we doing? My daughter took me for a Mother's Day gift. She gave that to me, and we went to one last year, and it was so fun. And I'm like, okay, I told my husband we have to go this year, because like you said, you sit next to people you don't know, but you have a friendly conversation, and it's just a warm and cozy atmosphere, and the
make a new friend.
Fabulous. And I did not know that it was Meal with a Mission. That is even more inspiring.
Yeah. How about some child education programs, or even adult education programs, with regard to learning about caretaking of the earth, maintaining and growing and maintaining something in your own backyard, so kids start to understand what this is all about. And frankly, a lot of adults, we could use a refresher as well. Anything like that coming up?
Absolutely. Yeah, we host a variety of youth summer camps that are always a big hit. One of them that comes to mind is a farm to table summer camp where kids there's a heavy emphasis, a combination between gardening and cooking. So the kids come out in the garden, they harvest stuff, and then they go and they make a meal with it themselves and learn about healthy eating and how to eat seasonally and some basic gardening ideas. And that's one of the bigger kid programs that we do. And then we also do gardening classes on site, where people can learn. It's we do probably 1 to 2 classes a month. This most recent one was about herb gardening, how to start an herb garden in your backyard.
It's so easy, right?
Yeah, herbs are my favorite. I don't have a garden at home because I have my hands full, but I always have an herb garden because it's easy. They kind of take care of themselves, and you just can't be having fresh herbs around when you're cooking at home. And so we do a lot of those, a couple a month. And then we also, this year, launched a new program called Edible Yards, where our former farm director, Elaine, will actually do garden consultations with you at your home in your home garden and like help you figure out what you can grow, where, the best practices for growing it, help you pick out crops and varieties, and kind of give you some hands-on coaching as well.
But are you busy year-round there with probably planting, preparing, and then, of course, your season? You
Yeah, I
yourself.
stay pretty busy year-round, and the winter is definitely more relaxed, where we kind of take some time to rest and recharge and just plan for the season.
Uh-huh.
And so we have about like 3 months, but we always have something going on. Like we have like a big Thanksgiving market or a holiday market. And so there's never really a dull moment at the farm. There's a busy season and a less busy season, but no real off season. We're open year round to the public, and we always have something going on.
What do you think about backyard composting?
I think it's great. I used to have one. I live in the city now, so I don't have one anymore, but it's a great place to use your food scraps and let them break down. I love not having to fill up my trash can with banana peels and stuff like that. I think it's great that everyone can have a little compost pile at home, and it's even better if you have a garden where you can use it once it's broken down.
And it's not that tough to do, is it really? I mean, but I forgot that you had to like take a pitchfork and turn it and get the microbes and get it hot and all that stuff. So I was just trying to think of an easier way to do it. I do know that we have a good recycle program here in Lake Bluff and maybe in Lake Forest too, where you can set your stuff out and they'll take it and they'll use it for compost for us, right? For us to use.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I had any tips for starting compost pile at home, is you just want to have a good mix of both like fresh material and dried material, the greens and the browns. Normally the fresh material being the greens, those are your potato peels and apple cores and like maybe like lettuce that got past its prime in the fridge. And you can mix that with either wood chips or like dried leaves from around the area or coffee grounds and stuff like that. But yeah, you're right. You do kind of have to add air into the pile somehow, often with a pitchfork, and you just don't let it dry out too much. But it does. I feel like it does take a while to get the hang of it, and kind of just develop an intuition for it over time. But
no meat, right? No meat of any kind.
No meat, not for a home compost system. The like industrial compost, there's who have like a whole facility for it and manage it really intensively. They can do it, but it's not something you want to do at home.
Well, what else do you have that you would like us to be aware of about what you do there at Elawa and what's available for, I don't know, Lake Foresters,
locals.
Lake Bluff? They're just the locals. Yeah.
I would highly recommend checking out the cafe, coming for breakfast or lunch. Almost all of the menu is like sourced with seasonal ingredients. They have a rotational like specials menu that uses a lot of the best of what we have around. And we love the food there. I eat there probably 2 or 3 times a week. And they have a gorgeous patio area. They make this wonderful agua fresca, which I can't recommend enough, made with local fruit from an orchard in Michigan. It's like raspberry or strawberry.
Is that a drink?
Yeah, it's like a Mexican style fruit juice that we buy like buckets and buckets of berries, either fresh or frozen, from an orchard in Michigan, and they like blend it up and mix it with local honey and water, and it's like the most refreshing. We drink it like Gatorade on the farm, but it's so good.
Nutritional as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, depending on your day, they do serve mimosas in the cafe as well.
We
and
like those.
They can make you an agua fresca mimosa, which is my go-to after a very long day, or if I'm coming in on a weekend to visit.
We are so dare.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Gosh, thank you so much. I feel like we've taken up enough of your time, but we don't want to, waste
Miss anything.
Yeah, we don't want to miss anything.
Well, I've been to the cafe and it's always been quite busy. It's become quite the place these days. But I'm glad you gave us the tip about those drinks. Yay. And well, if there's anything else you'd like to share with us, please do. We got a wealth of information from you, Sam. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. It was nice talking with you both.
You're going to stay there for a while, right?
Yeah, I love it here. I can't imagine going anywhere else.
Good. Well, I'll tell you what, we will come in maybe together, maybe separately, and I'll be looking for Tish, and I'll be asking for Sam Cline, the man, the agronomy man. Is that right? Agronomy?
Yeah, the science of agriculture. Yeah.
Thank you so much
All
for
right.
your time.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much,
Thank
Sam.
you both.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thanks, Harvey. Ladies Who Question is executive produced and edited by me, Lisa Dominique, and also executive produced by Holly Caulfield. Holly does research, and I do social media. Music, My Lionheart. Sketch music by Florian Manx and Matthew Anderson. Ladies Who Question is on Instagram and Facebook. Give us a like and a follow if you would, and leave us your thoughts. You can also visit our website, LadiesWhoQuestion.com.
All content discussed on Ladies Who Question are the opinions of Lisa Dominique and Holly Caulfield and should not be construed as advice of any kind. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as advice of any personal or medical issue for yourself or others. This disclaimer also applies to guests or contributors to the podcast.